What's up, world? This is Mig with NFT Stories, back for another video. As always, you know I got my co-host Novo with me. Novo, what's going on, brother? How you feeling?
Welcome all my aliens, apes, and zombies. I'm feeling great. We have one of my first followers ever on Twitter with us today, and I'm so glad that we can catch up with him.
Dude, that's awesome. I am also excited for our next guest. This is, I would say, one of the coolest artists that I've seen doing some really awesome 3D work in the NFT space, doing some really awesome crypto punk tribute work in the 3D NFT space and in the layered art space. And he's also, and this is fresh news, hot off the press, he's also one of the latest batch or the latest class of async art acceptees who's going to be part of the async art platform, which is a really great distinction to add to his resume. And he is none other than the one and only Green Giant. Green Giant, what's going on, brother? How you feeling?
I'm great, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So for everybody at home, we all kind of know the Green Giant better than a lot of our guests that we have, because this is actually the second time we've interviewed him. We did have some technical difficulties the first time, and it was a bummer because we had a really great conversation, but we had to have him back. That's how good the conversation was. And thankfully, you had this really great news with async art, which we're going since that time has passed. So we're going to get to that in a second. But before we get into async art, I want to go ahead and show folks some of your artwork while I ask you, Green Giant, how did you get into this art space, and specifically, how did you sort of tumble down the NFT rabbit hole?
Well, everyone's journey kind of starts a bit differently, but mine was quite a common one with the Bitcoin bubble in 2017. I think that's when the masses, everyone kind of came to know about what crypto really was and what you could do with it. So there was kind of that Bitcoin bubble, and then just through a random YouTube video, I got recommended a thing about this platform called Scent, and that is a social media platform that you can like. Instead of liking a post, you press a little button and it gives that person 1 cent worth of ETH, which is really cool. It's a great community and it's a great place, and that's where I got introduced to NFTs. Lots and lots of artists on there making loads of really cool things, and that's kind of where the whole digital art world began for me. Like I've always enjoyed making art. I've always you know, I did it for my GCSEs and I really enjoyed that. But until I heard about NFTs, I didn't even know what digital art was. I didn't even realize you could make all of these amazing pieces that people were making. I knew there was, you know, Photoshop and Microsoft Paint or whatever, but I had no idea you could do all these incredible things. So I mainly started with this cool little niche platform called Pixel Chain, and that's this really cool niche project which is all on chain, and it was just this little canvas, and you had 16 colors to choose from, and you put on these colors, and it was 32 by 32 pixels, which sounds quite limiting, but you can make some interesting things. And then I'd mint that and then sold a few, and I was like, people are really buying this. This is incredible. This is amazing. And it kind of developed from there. I just got more, realized people were making loads and loads of cool things using other software. The main ones that I use are Magic Voxel, which is this really cool, neat 3D software, you know, going from that pixel chain to the 3D kind of cubes, and then been using a bit of Blender as well, but mainly I focus on Magic Voxel, where I started making these layered pieces, perceptual pieces that you see here. And it's you can see from the history, some of these aren't particularly great. You know, it's taken me a lot of time to kind of perfect my art and get to where I am today, and a lot of trial and error. You know, it took me hours and hours and days to get to start off with to make one piece, but now it's way more efficient, and I really enjoy doing them. I love creating these pieces for people, and especially I love my commission work as well, because just seeing how happy it makes someone is just, that's what it's all about for me. So yeah, that's kind of my overview my digital art journey, really. And yeah, it's gonna carry on with async, which I might talk about a bit later. So yeah.
Definitely. We're definitely going to get to async. Novo, you go ahead though. You got it.
I was saying, do you have a particular style you like to create more compared to one or the other?
Well, at the start with these 3D softwares, the potential was unbelievable. You know, I was just watching tutorials on how to use it and just watching all these people create so many things. It was kind of hard to focus on one thing. It was hard to kind of really focus and decide what, as an artist, what I should make. And I think by the end, I really like this perceptual revolution sort of style, and I've really stuck to that and tried to perfect it as much as possible. And that's definitely my favorite now, and that's what I'm going for mainly. But I've made a few, you know, physics simulations with things crumbling down. You can see there the fall of fiat and all of those ones. So I've made a few things like that just for a bit of fun. And but yeah, really focusing on that stencil perceptual style at the moment. So yeah, I'm enjoying that.
Well, I think it's super important, you know, not for every artist, but I think it's really great that you have a really distinct style. You know, I can tell with reasonable certainty, you know, when I see one of your pieces, which is a really great thing, I think, especially, you know, at this stage of your career, it seems like that's a really great accomplishment. How did you get into sort of CryptoPunk tributes and taking your style to the CryptoPunk community?
Well, if you're in the NFT space, it's almost impossible not to be aware of CryptoPunks and just their presence. Right, I've kind of been in the NFT space for like a good year and a half. And I've always kind of seen what they were, but I didn't realize just how significant they were. Like, I was like, oh, these are cool, little cool pixel pieces, but I didn't realize they were the first ones, or just how big of the community and how, you know, great of a community it was, and how accepting everyone was, until I joined the Discord. I was like, oh, I'll give it a proper look. And then there was just so many people in there really willing to talk, and people are really passionate about their punks. So I thought, why not commission to do their own punks? And you know, it's a little memento for them and a little extra novelty to their punk that they might like.
Yeah, I can speak for that with the, you know, what I've got going on with my punks, but you know, it just seeing, like you said, with the Discord and helping the Discord out and how the Discord helps other artists out, like that was a huge reason why I became a huge fan of not only CryptoPunks but NFTs, is just within that Discord, the movement to help artists out, to acknowledge artists, and not only that, be, you know, accepting of everyone.
In fact, Novo, you're such a big fan. Tell us about what we're looking at here.
Well, you know, I promised Green Giant back in the day, like when he was seriously one of my first followers, and like, we're gonna get something going. I want to record it. I want to get it out there. I want to, you know, get artists known. And I mean, what better way? I mean, this was my idea prior to even getting the AR filter that I'm using to talk behind right now, is getting these cool pieces in cool hands. And what a cool artist that made a cool 3D, you know, a 3D rendering right there. I mean, how can I not want to collect something like this?
I love it. I absolutely love it. Green Giant, do you have a ballpark guesstimate of, you know, how many punks you've done and or how many commissions you've done?
You might be able to see on the, it's part of a collection on OpenSea, so you might be able to bring it up there, but I think I've done a good 7 or so punks. Yeah, it's nine even. And then other commissions, I've done commissions that weren't my stencil revolutionary styles. So Steve, he's Crypto Steve. He owns it's like notfungible.com or something like that, and he hired me to make. He's selling domains, these NFT.com domains, and he wanted me to do a few pieces for him, and they were just like, I had to relearn how to do lots of different things in Blender, because I've kind of cracked this style on Magic of Voxel, but then I wanted to create these like for example, NFT soccer, I had to learn how to make a football and make a net, and that was a good experience in itself. So I've made a few things for him. Ether cards as well. You had him on your show with Tony. He wanted a punk, and also made a piece for Ether cards. I'm not too sure whether that's up on the website there at the moment, but we'll see. But yeah, I don't know. The great thing about blockchain is you can see everything. So I don't know exactly, but if anyone really wants to have a real good look, you can see everything that I've done, which is scary but cool at the same time. So yeah, I've probably made about, I don't know, 80 odds to 100 pieces, which is crazy. I didn't even know what digital art was a few years ago, and I minted my first piece a year ago. So it's been an unbelievable journey. I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and the community is great as well. So
Mick, go. Why don't you go to his webpage again? It's sold out. So I mean, all these pieces. I mean, they're getting in. You know, we just saw Claire's punk just right back there. You know, prime punks with prime owners that have, you know, legacy in the space, and you're reaching out to them. They're reaching out to you, and the collaboration is showing the evolution in your work as well. It's absolutely amazing what you have going on. Anything in the future we got going on here? What's what's the future looking like?
No, thank you. Yeah, so with Async, so for people that don't know, Async Arts is really cool platform. It's a lot different to other ones. A lot of platforms are you mint your piece and you sell it, or you mint multiple editions and you sell it. With Async, it's as you saw from the bio there, it's programmable art. So there's a master copy, but that copy is made up of different layers. So I don't know. I've got my book here. I do geophysics at uni, so here's a book. So this might be the master copy. However, you could see here this writing. You could buy that writing and you could change the colors of it. You could buy this specific layer and change all the colors of that. So that's how it works. You buy separate pieces of the master copy. Someone owns the overall master copy, but that'll be way more expensive than owning the specific layers. And each layer will have something a bit different. So it might be coloring or shapes. And that means the master copy changes over time, which is brilliant because NFTs are normally the same, and that's all good. But with Async, you can have countless numbers of actual different pieces, which I think is really cool. And I want to create something with the punk community on there, create a master punk with loads of different layers, loads of different traits. I think that's why I've been doing the punks, because of the traits. Like, they're so simplistic but so beautiful at the same time. My kind of style where you've got each layer shows off the traits just so brilliantly. And I think Async adds that another extra bit, so we can maybe create something really cool there.
So basically, if you were to work in your layered style, like what you did for Novo's punk, with Async art, different NFT collectors would be able to collect different layers of that layered piece. So it's going to be dynamic. It's going to be like a living art piece that they can sort of control and manipulate as they see fit, right?
Yeah, that's perfectly put, actually. Yeah.
So that's super cool. So do you have a sense of, like, when can we expect to see some of this next collab with Async art? Will it be a few weeks or a few months or something like that?
I'd say a few months. We've got to get some punks together, because I don't like making punks that the owner doesn't know about. It's like, I make the commissions because that person owns that punk. I don't want to, unless it's like I want to advertise it to like a particular famous punk and be like, hey, look at this. I want to make sure they're okay with it before I sell it, you know. So if we get some cool punks together, maybe get one alien, one ape, one zombie, and then a female, male, that might be the perfect balance, you know. So we'll see.
We'll see. You know what, you're saying it right here on NFT Stories. So that's a call out to all my aliens, apes, and zombies. All right. Green Giant's calling it out right now. Feel free to contact any of us about this. This sounds cool. And I like to be a part of cool stuff.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I want to make sure everybody at home knows, if you're a CryptoPunk owner or if you want to commission some other sort of work from Green Giant, what is the best way for them to get a hold of you, Green Giant?
I'd say Twitter currently. So my handle is NFT Revolution. I mean, you can email me as well. So that's greengiant4761@gmail.com. But I'd say Twitter. I'm on it every day, so I'll likely be able to see it really quickly. So yeah, that's the best way, I'd say. Or in the YouTube comments down below, whatever you want, really.
Awesome, man. Well, I have to say, I really love your work. I love how it's evolving too. Like I see you, I'm seeing it in real time, seeing your work evolving. I love the piece you just did for Claire Silver, who we just had on the show. And man, keep up the great work. I think all your success is really just a credit to you being savvy, being smart, and quick to adapt and quick to learn and pick up these new tools and start experimenting. So please continue that experimentation. I'm really excited for the async art drop, and I hope that once it's out there and ready for public to see, I hope that you'll come back and that we can help share it with the world.
Yeah, thank you very much. That's awesome.
All right, Novo, you got any thoughts before we close it out? Any parting thoughts?
Oh, I always have a thought, but this is more of a statement. Thank you very much for the cool stuff in my portfolio. I'm going to cherish, your art in there with my CryptoPunk. I love the marriage between both of them. And like always, stay positive and love life.
Yes, sir. Until next time, this is Mig with NFT Stories, and we will see you on the next one. Peace.